Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy, Brother Human HD here today. In today's video, I want to talk about just cheating in general, especially with modern gaming and much further of how the cheats have developed over time. And it's gotten to the point of where there are basically more cheaters than ever because of the fact it's much more accessible now on PC more than it is on console, but there are some workarounds for console right now currently. And the cheating problem has been progressively getting worse over the years with Call of Duty and the Ricochet anti cheat, as well as Rainbow Six Siege and their cheating situation, and other big games that are really popular within the FPS genre, I should say. And it's even worse because of the fact that there are even cheaters within tournaments literally stealing hundreds and thousands of dollars to the point of where these cheaters are technically getting, shit tons of money for just cheating in a video game. And, cheating is never a good thing. We all label cheaters as a bunch of losers who live in their mother's basement or whatever you'd like to call them, more less friendly than that. But it's just gotten to a point of where people are very much getting sick of the cheating situation in hand. And the only reason why I'm bringing up this video is mostly because of the fact that there's somebody that I normally watch on Twitch every now and then, and they'll play Rainbow, they'll play Marvel Rivals, and all that stuff in general. And I remember popping into a stream, I think it was this past week or sometime this week. I forget which day it was. And he was basically playing I think he was on offense or defense. I can't remember which one it is. And in the kill cam, there was this guy that just literally beamed him through the freaking wall from another part of the map. And it pretty much pissed him off. It did. It literally pissed him off. And he's playing ranked, for crying out loud. This is ranked. This just isn't just your casual quick match gameplay. No, this is ranked where, SSR matters and everything along the lines of that. Money's not on the line, but if people want to get competitive, there's a ranked for that particular reason. And that is something that developers, publishers need to work on to improve their anti-cheat. And yes, I am aware of the fact that, the cheating software is getting much better, and that the teams at these AAA studios need to improve their anti-cheat to a certain point of where they're able to counter these hackers a little bit more on a consistent basis. And this is the weirdest thing that I have never seemed to comprehend. Explain to me why a game like Valorant or a game like Fortnite owned by Epic Games, explain to me why those games have the best anti-cheat that money could buy compared to games like Rainbow Six Siege and Call of Duty for that matter, which is kind of weird to think about because of the fact that I think Valorant is a free to play game if I remember right, and Fortnite is a free to play game in general. But when you're paying like, $50, $60 for a brand new game and you're running into cheaters and hackers and their aim botting, wall hacking, doing whatever to, ruin the experience for others, it's gotten to a point where people walk away from the game, or they have pretty much are fed up with the false promises and the false hopes of the fact that they know that the situation is never going to get resolved. This problem is always going to be on a consistent battle between developers, hackers, and cheat providers, and everything along the lines of that nature. And it pushes people away. It literally does. Sure, does it hurt their pockets at a certain point? Yes, it does hurt their pockets. But at the same time, there are so many people that literally play the game on a regular basis that they really do not care if they lose players. They really don't give a shit. And it's even the same thing with even a game like Warzone for that matter. You know, Verdansk, it's been popping off, it's been doing very well, much better than I expected in my opinion. And it even has the cheating problem as well. I don't know how often people run in the cheaters, depending on the skill bracket that is, but it gets to a point of where people are just sick of the hackers. They're going to go play some other game. They're going to go play a story game. They're going to go play a game that actually has a proper functional anti-cheat. Like I said, Valorant and Fortnite, for instance, those two have a fantastic anti-cheat. Sure, you know, is their anti-cheat top of the line? Kind of, but there are some times where hackers might slip through the cracks every now and then. But once those hackers get, you know, detected by their anti-cheat software and all that BS, they're instantly booted out of the game, and their accounts are technically permabanned from ever playing Valorant or even Fortnite for that matter in general. And it's just interesting to see how cheating has technically evolved. And besides, I know some people that were playing back on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, the hacking situation was bad on there as well at one point. And it still technically is, depending on which Call of Duty you do end up playing. But who remembered the simplicity of Jitter mod, where you can just technically have a modded controller that just does, you know, full auto fire with the FAL, for instance, I believe it was in, or the M14, for instance, from Black Ops 1. You know, that was the closest thing that you technically had to cheating back then, were modded controllers that had jitter mod. That was something that was technically considered cheating in some shape or form. And did that ruin the experience for some people? Yeah, it kind of did, but at the same time, it was just harmless, silly fun. But nowadays, you got hackers stealing your personal information. You got people literally frying the shit out of your Wi-Fi, even literally selling your information on the black web, you know, just for a fast buck. And cheating will continue to get worse and progressively continue to keep getting worse because of the fact that there is so much that they can do to literally prevent these cheaters and prevent these hackers from ruining the experience for so many. But at the same time, it's like I said, it's always going to be a constant battle. It's always going to be, you know, Activision, Epic Games, whoever owns Valorant for that matter, and any other game that has a competitive ranked mode, battle royale, or even just the FPS genre in general. It gets to it wears people down. It really does to a certain point. And sure, you know, it's a video game at the end of the day, but at the same time, do you really want to run into a hacker? Do you really want to run into a cheater that's just technically tracking you through a wall, and as soon as you get to where they're at, they instantly dome you, and you're like, oh, they're a good player, but turns out they end up freaking cheating or something along the lines of that nature? No, people do want to deal with the hackers. People don't want to deal with the cheaters. And it's gotten to a point of where people will either leave the game or pretty much just deal with it at some point and just deal with it. But it just gets to a point for some people, some individuals. Sure, you know, I haven't uploaded for a good while, but I just wanted to make this quick topic on cheating in general and just want to hear your thoughts on the current cheating in modern gaming. And it's been your boy Brotherhood Gaming HD, everybody. And if you are new to the channel, please do not forget to subscribe, like, hit the bell notifications, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace out and goodbye, everybody.